We got to relax. The Knicks are 3-1 with 78 games to go, but something about this 3-1 feels different than other 3-1 starts. Thus far, the Knicks have beaten Detroit and Orlando and Charlotte. Not impressive, right? Okay. Well, ask yourself this. What Knicks player has had the hero ball 40-point game to lead us to victory? What New York Knicks player played hero ball and overcame a 15-point deficit with a 30, 10, and 10 triple-double to save the day? What New York Knicks player connected on 8 threes, got scorching hot in, say, a quarter, and hit 7 or 8 threes to blow a game wide open? Right? What Knicks player made 15, 16, 17 free throws to drag the team back into a game? None. That hasn't happened yet. The way the Knicks are winning right now feels organic. And the orchestrator of this feeling of nirvana, this feeling like we belong, is a fifth year, one of them, veteran that left his highly competitive playoff team that featured generational talent to get his own team and lead his own team into the playoffs. Sounds familiar. Okay, I get it. Sounds familiar. On October 27, 2012, the Oklahoma City Thunder traded James Harden to the Houston Rockets. And today, when reading that Houston Rockets roster aloud, I sound like a substitute teacher calling attendance for study hall. In hindsight, we had no idea that move was the beginning of a Hall of Fame career. The nicknames started pouring in as James Harden took the league by storm, right? He was called Chef Harden because after he sauced you up, he would do the stirring motion after he made a three or after he dunked on you. He was called the Beard, and y'all know why. You know why he was called the Beard. Young Rockets fans were wearing fake beards and chef hats to home games. That trade turned around a franchise. And it also linked Daryl Morey, James Harden, and Mike D'Antoni. 10 years later, and what could be looked at as the opposite of another Knicks skyrocket, temporary stitch of time moment. 10 years, the stitch of time moments, the Linsanity moments, the Carmelo hitting 3 moments on random playoff teams. Y'all know the stitch of time moments I'm talking about. The moments that last for a moment, but you wish they could last forever. Y'all know what I mean. The RJ Barrett game winner against Boston. Y'all remember that? The New York Knicks make the playoffs 2 years ago. Y'all remember those moments? So 10 years later, and what can be looked at as the opposite of all of that, Jalen Brunson is guiding the Knicks to what looks like a calm, under the radar, 47 plus win team. It's early, so you got to relax. It's early, so you got to relax. But if he does that mighty achievement for a franchise that normally can't get out of his own way, is huge. Right now, this 3-1 feeling that we're feeling feels good as a Knicks fan. We're one overtime loss away from being 4-0. And the Knicks are 3-1 and look like other 3-1 teams. In the past, the Knicks didn't look modern offensively. Okay? In the past, the Knicks seemed to embrace an ISO scorer style of offense. Grind out a bad possession and then blame the refs if you didn't score. You know what we're talking about. You know what we're talking about. I'm not throwing names out here, but go back to past Knicks seasons. Look at your ISO scorer taking over, hijacking the offense, and looking to get bailed out for refs. That was our offense. But right now, the Knicks look like a modern offense and a modern defense. The Knicks are running up and down the floor. The Knicks are scoring a ton of points. Right? It feels like the Knicks are headed towards a top 10 offense. And trust me, I giggled to myself when I said Knicks and top 10 offense. I laughed. I'm sorry. I should be trying to be more professional than that. But sometimes when you say stuff or when you hear things that are so absurd, you have to catch yourself. The Knicks appear, or it feels like the Knicks are headed for a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense. And again, it's early, but the signs are there. If this team can stay healthy, this team has the potential to do this if they stay healthy. Right? And to that trade 10 years ago, no one can dispute the relationship between Daryl Morey, James Harden, Mike D'Antoni, just like no one can dispute the relationship between Tom Thibodeau, Jalen Brunson, and Leon Rose. Connections are connections. These things are real. And the deja vu moments are there for the 2020 Rockets and the 2022 New York Knicks, if you look at them closely. So squint your eyes real hard and look at the rosters and the impact of a playmaking guard from a playoff team that had generational talent on there, and the secondary or tertiary playmaker leaves the franchise to go get his own team. The similarities are there. Now, is Jalen Brunson James Harden? No. But can Jalen Brunson provide the James Harden type of impact? That's something to consider. Impact is impact. It's amazing how a lead guard of what looks like a study hall roster can bring magic to a team. And while Harden did it with high-level playmaking, Jalen Brunson does it with whatever it takes. Whatever it takes that night, Jalen Brunson will do it. As I prepared for this, I thought about the nicknames we could call Jalen Brunson. The one that stuck out to me is Brunson Burner. Right? Brunson Burner stuck out to me. The waiter stuck out to me. Right? Too short. Has some kind of weird thing to it for Jalen Brunson. Because he's in the trunk. Shout out to the West Coast hip hop legend, Too Short. So as we go on this magic carpet ride with Jalen Brunson, and we don't know how this ride's going to end, but that's not for us to say in October, right? We don't know how it's going to end. We're hoping that we could see it live, see the ending live in May or June. That's when we'd like to see the ending. But as of right now, the Brunson Burner is doing his thing. The Brunson Burner has the Knicks in a situation where they can have a top 10 offense and look good doing it, and a top 10 defense and look good doing it. So what I'm saying to y'all is get ready for the ride, because at a minimum, this will be interesting. How far can the Brunson Burner take the Knicks? And is this an incarnation of what James Harden, formerly of the Oklahoma City Thunder, playing second fiddle to Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant, did for the Houston Rockets? As Jalen Brunson, who played with Luka Doncic for the Dallas Mavericks, just lost in the Eastern Conference Finals, will do for the Knicks. It's interesting. Keep your eyes peeled and come up with cool nicknames for Jalen Brunson. For the moment, I like the waiter. I like Too Short, but the Brunson Burner just rolls off the tongue. Anyway, it's your main man, Uncle Freezy, the number one chief rocker in Knicks universe, hollering at y'all about what may be the very beginning of something special.